Something weird has been discovered that has blown minds of many people around the world. The tomb of Jesus Christ found. This massive find has the potential to change how we view Christianity, exposing a treasure trove of spiritual and historical significance. Experts have dug out relics and taken on secrets which have sat undisturbed for generations, offering new insights into the life and legacy of the Messiah. Presenting the cryptic journey that lies underneath this temple of divinity. The consequences are serious, and you will not stop talking once you have read them. The restoration of Jesus' tomb in 2016 was a historic event. It was of great interest to historians, archaeologists, evangelists, and priests. Restoration and preservation were the primary aims of the rekindling of the site, giving us more to grasp onto when thinking about what the place once was and how it had been. Christians regard it as the tomb of Jesus, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, Jerusalem. Said to have been built on the site where Jesus was crucified, buried, and resurrected. The restoration aimed to reveal the original properties of the tomb, which were tampered only to be concealed in the course of time. By professionals from different disciplines: architecture, archaeology. Organized and recorded the repair down to the last decimal. The process was completed by them via latest technology and provided the site secured the right way. All remediation work involved removal of old structures, topsoil and subsoil. Uncovered were the original rock walls of the tomb from the days of Jesus. Other crucial discovery closely linked to these walls was the presence of the burial bed in the tomb, and some great insight could be extracted from how tombs were being constructed during that time. It's a stone structure where the body of Jesus placed after he was crucified applies here. This argued in favor of this being indeed the tomb of Jesus, because it was consistent with historical representations of how his grave had looked. It was the Christians for whom the changing of Jesus' burial site was of interest to, as well as the climax of the reconstitution. The tomb is sacred for being the place where Jesus was resurrected, the most important part of their religion. The entrenchment of the tomb with Jesus' life and resurrection was confirmed by the restoration. The renovated tomb is now attracting Christians for pilgrimage. It provides moments for people to think more about the resurrection of Jesus, and have an experience or two with his lasting resurrection in worship. The restoration was also a subject of contention among scholars and religious philosophers. The finds validate the fact of the tomb's existence, as well as the record of Jesus' death and resurrection. This has also led to a further inquiry into the opinions of the early Christian community. One major project that took place in 2016 that revealed the real burial bed and walls of Jesus' tomb. It gave powerful historical frame and connected Jesus' resurrection more closely to the tomb. That may have woke up things and led to what looks like a new round of study and debates among specialists in Christians' facts. Just think, this newly fresh perspective is slickly perturbing. If you can manage to get through, or past, the first 54 pages, the Gospel of Barnabas is a very mind-altering read presenting Jesus as simply a human messenger who has been sent to illuminate and guide humanity. This story insists telling is no divine Jesus, and that may shake you, and make you rethink all Christian doctrine in the canonized sense. Such a claim begs questions about the identity of Jesus, and what it means to be the divine Son of God, rather than simply a prophet. Another certainty comes as you read on and begin to identify the distinctive insights from the Gospel of interest at Controller Zero Barnabas. But I think the danger with this hypothetical relation is that it makes of Jesus a master and promoter of personal moralistic feeling and social justice. These include his teaching of self-love, humility, and righteousness, and the value of adhering to them, text. This alternative understanding of Jesus compels you to think about his central message in response to your own life. The Gospel of Barnabas goes deeper than in questioning the depiction of Jesus and presents an alternative narrative that challenges the very history of canonized Christianity this essay has explored. The novel provides an alternative portrayal of the life of Jesus and the early Christian community by presenting other characters and incidents not depicted in the Gospels. This divergence allows you to build a sense of the diverse range of views and understandings at play in early Christianity. A more thorough and contextualized reading of the Gospel of Barnabas confirms several elements that match early Christian movements and other non-canonical writings. Gnosticism is an enigmatic, esoteric way to spirituality, and this is what Liberation reflects back at us. With an extreme focus on seeking truth within hadiths and scriptures, the book maintains that the only effective way to understand God's message is through the knowledge awaiting inside you. Like the Gospel of Barnabas, it gives an interesting insight, but you have to read it with a skeptical mind. Academics question its authorship, date, and provenance, as well as its relationship to the other early Christian writings. You cannot just examine it from a 2019 lens. You have to put it in its proper historical context, and if it has any further possible inspirations for it. Another reason for studying the Gospel of Barnabas involves the active questioning that challenges our illusions of history, while also providing a sea in which to swim with reference to a more complete understanding of the text. It is an invitation to us to look at alternative narratives, forming the rich and complex tapestry of early Christian literature, to read against the grain. The Gospel of Barnabas causes us to reassess our conceptions of Jesus and Christian history. It provides, indeed, a heterodox perspective, representing Jesus as a prophet rather than the Son of God. This other narrative challenges the authority of tradition and invites us to explore early Christian diverse theologies. On the one hand, the passage raises serious questions about thoughtfulness and the importance of being present. On the other hand, it recalls to us the fact the first followers of Jesus were a diverse group who did not agree on everything and invites us to think twice about how we listen to God. Insight into the inhabitant opinion and faith of early Christians is discovered in some fascinating reads in old manuscripts, such as the First Apocalypse of James and the Gospel of Thomas. These documents, found in the Nag Hammadi Library in 1945, offer a new vantage on Jesus and a series of concepts anchored in him. Thomas' Gospel 12. This Gospel has some differences from the other Bibles in the Bible. It is not so much a life story, but a series of proverbs attributed to Jesus. They are also like riddles where we are asked to work out the mystery that lies within. Each and every proverb is a mine of knowledge we can pick from if we want to know the meaning, because we all have our own meaning of things in life. A few of them should make us scratch our head and find its depth, because they are very confusing at times. My experience with the Gospel of Thomas poses an interesting challenge to how we normally think about religious authority. This literally means her reflection of the divine within her. Or, in other words, that we are capable of a personal relationship with divinity, but that we are not in need of help from without to decide what we believe. Instead, it challenges us to explore our own hearts and work on our own spirituality. It reminds us that the God is both inside and above us. Now, let us move on to the First Apocalypse of James. We are taken on a mythological journey about Jesus' brother James in this passage. It is looking at those secret teachings, or hidden information that leads to salvation. The First Apocalypse of James tells how James received gifts of understanding and commands from the Lord after the resurrection of Jesus. These visions give us insight into the nature of the soul, the path from the soul to spiritual illumination, and the experiences of the many Christian communities of the day.